all those years. And you know, I suppose in the times since your heyday, we haven't enjoyed very much success. We've had league finals, we've had cup semi-finals, and the cup final. A couple of Charlie Cups were put away okay, but really there were tough times and no great breakthrough. The EIL Division 4 is where we ended up when the league itself started. And as I often relate, the only reason we were in Division 4 was because there was no Division 5. At a recent committee meeting, the decision was taken to honour these players for the glory that they brought to our club by making them honorary life members. And as a token of that, I'd like to present to each member of the teams with a club book honouring their honorary life membership. So Frank, would you do the honours, please?
You sleepyhead, get up, get up, get out of bed, cheer up, the sun is red, live, love, laugh and be happy, while the skies are blue, still I'm walking through fields of flowers. Rain may glisten, but still I listen for hours and hours. I'm just a kid again, doing what I did again, singing a song. When the red, red robin goes ba-ba-ba-ba along. So, who are the boys in white and red? White and red, that's what I said. We are Bohemians. We may look like little boys, we're the boys to wipe their eyes. We are Bohemians. Do Sundays well and cons we set the lily. Then we made love and boys look silly. What do we do? Score a try, drop the goal. Now we have enough to hold. Bohemians are we.
Miles. That's Boris Mortel and myself. We go back a long way. And Boris Mortel looks younger than any of you here. I don't know what age you are. When I arrived here tonight, you know, I knew I was going to meet real class. And, I was having a glass of wine, and this man came over to me, pinstripe suit, beautiful shirt with a white collar, a wonderful tie, and a hanky on. And he said to me, I said, you've got to be a chartered accountant. And he said, no, I'm second best. Well, wherever you got the tie, fair dues. I said, that is real class. And I tried to buy ties like that. We can't get them in Dublin. Anyway, I have to say, I am just thrilled to be here. I didn't know I had so many friends who played in Bohemians. I didn't know Paddy O'Callaghan, but Benny O'Dowd and Eamon Tobin, Caleb Powell, Maurice Mortel, Mickey English, Bill Mulcahy, Sean McHale. I don't know whether Brian Spillane or Barry Murphy are here tonight, but I feel I know them as well. And there's one man here tonight that I didn't meet until tonight, former president of the Irish Rugby Football Union, Donal Holland, a legend. And I'm just thrilled to meet the great Donal Holland, great Bohemian. And when I was coming down tonight, I hoped I would meet him. Because in the union we have certain things which are precious to us. We have a committee tie that nobody else wears, and we have a new one this year, which is a new committee, and it's also for past presidents. And I want to personally give this to Donal Holland and hope that he wears it proudly. My club had halcyon days as well. We've all had them, where we won cups and medals and we were top of the pile. But it's great to see that Bohs are back there again, first division. I'd like my club to be there, but maybe we will someday. But it's great to see you up there, and I think what you did in merging with University Limerick was a headline for, in fact, a lot of clubs who could do something similar. I'm not so sure I want my club to merge, but nevertheless, it's a headline. I also have to put down a marker that when the union decided to develop Thomond Park, and we put Pa Whelan in charge, no better man, but I'd like to record here tonight the union's thanks and appreciation of the cooperation and the facilitation which Bohs did to enable the stadium to be built. They could have hung out there for a lot of made life difficult, but that didn't happen. And tomorrow I'll have the pleasure of looking at what you've done with your new clubhouse. So fair dues, and thank you very much. The ladies, I was delighted to hear your president refer to them as the ladies. I have to tell you, they don't like to be called the ladies. They prefer to be the women's rugby union. And you mentioned one of your players who's the best in her position. And I thought to myself, I shouldn't say this, but I wonder what it is.
Stratford, who is opening with one of these lines, reflecting on yesterday. And here we are reflecting on yesterday and yesteryear. And I remember, as if it were, the Jarvies lined up in O'Callaghan Stratford, bringing the thousands out to Thomond Park. Because every game that you played in was played before 7, 8, 10,000 people sitting on the walls, huge build up. The talk beforehand for weeks on end was, who will the match? How will the cup go? And people lining up in the Jarvies, the people streaming out the Ellis Road, down the Shelburne Road, up the High Road and Thomond Gate. Anyone else for the Gripewater? Wacker Day. Get your colours, hats and colours of the winning team. The clip-clop of the hoofs, and the crowds pouring in through the turnstiles to see whether we'll be playing in the final. And in the finals, in that era, interestingly, the Bohemian Rugby Football Club defeated every other club in Munster in the course of the 3 campaigns. And it was a time when rugby union at club level was very strong. University College Cork had a backline of Tom Kiernan, Paddy McGrath, Jerry Walsh, Mick Lucy, Moss Mullins, Dave Bradley in the backline. Shannon had a huge strong team. Gary Owen had Cork. Ray Hennessy, Noel Murphy of our Constitution. It was an era of huge strength in the cup. And how big the cup was that time? I was in a pub in Middleton earlier on this year, and there was a cutting framed in the pub that a fellow called Lynch from Middleton was picked to play for Constitution in the Munster Senior Cup. And the cutting was framed in the pub that someone from Middleton had been picked to play in the Munster Senior Cup. So the Munster Senior Cup developed as probably it did over 150 years, and it was always the most competitive competition in Munster rugby, in Irish rugby. And it founded, came the Munster team, and all the current legend of Munster was founded on the foundation of the Munster Senior Cup. So you bring a great legacy of your contribution to the game. At the same time, and as Michael has said, producing Lions players in Mick English and Bill Mulcahy, international players, Sean McHale, Maurice Martel, Bill Mulcahy, Mick English, and numerous Munster players. But we should not forget the back row. I don't think any of them were capped for Munster, but they were very feared in their time. Billy Slattery, Johnny Ryan and Billy Hurley. They played in all the campaigns, and they did the hard graft for all the shots.
Or if you're in the army, usually, or you could join Bohs. And really and truly, Bohs were a bit of a joke at the time. They hardly ever won a match, and things were really dire. And Donal Holland told me on the phone during the week that the best of his recollection, there was a meeting called in a hotel in 1950 with the object of disbanding the club because things were so bad. And the only reason it wasn't disbanded was because there was a good under-20 team, and they thought that that might have meant there was a future for the club. So you can imagine what it was like. I think it was a bad career move for any guy who fancied himself as a rugby player to play for Bohs. But on the other hand, there was a kind of a perversity in playing for Bohs too, which Don would know all about, because he joined them in 48, I think, to the best of my knowledge. And they were even probably, the prospects were less rosy in those days. But what really happened was that over a period of time we began to realise that we were probably nearly as good as the other fellas, the young Munsters and the Garryowen and the Constitutions and so on. And because of the ethos that was in the club, we mightn't have been winning an awful lot, but there was a terrific spirit of friendship and camaraderie in the club at the time. And I think the combination of the two things, we discovered that we were fairly good, and we discovered that we had something worth fighting for. And at the same time, Dom gave up playing and he took over the coaching of the team. And the combination of all these factors, I think through the early 50s, right up to 57, when we first won the club, the Munster Cup, they were the really significant factors in the whole thing.